Today we're going to make hamburger stew in a jar. We're going to use this for long-term storage. It can last for anywhere from 7 to 10 years. These are the ingredients. What we're going to need is quick cooking red beans, mixed vegetables, freeze-dried preferred, freeze-dried ground beef, or sausage, or you can even use the diced beef if you want, potato slices, or diced potatoes. We're going to need tomato powder. We're going to need flour. We're going to need garlic granules, or just regular garlic's fine too. We need dehydrated onions. We need some type of beef bouillon. You'll need thyme. You're going to need quart jars, preferably largemouth, but if we don't have them, we're going to use smallmouth. I can so much, I can't keep track. Okay, we're going to need the lids, or not the lids, but the rings, either the small or the large size rings. We're going to need a funnel. We're going to need a funnel. We're going to need the lids. I like to use nice clean lids, but the nice part about canning in jars is that yes, you can reuse the lids. Now once you use the lids for dry canning like this, you cannot use them again to wet can. So you're going to need a 1 cup measuring cup. You're going to need a 1/2 cup and a 1/4 cup. You're going to need 1 teaspoon and 1 tablespoon. We will also need our oxygen absorbers that we're going to put in the jars when we're completed. Okay, I've discovered that this goes so much easier if you keep your funnel in here. Okay, and also we're going to put the powders on the bottom, and then we're going to layer the other things. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a tablespoon of beef bouillon, and I'll put that in there. A little more, a little less, not going to hurt anything. I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic, my garlic granules, a teaspoon, little teaspoon of thyme. If you want more, you could put in more. Okay, then I'm going to take a 1/2 cup. I'm reading the recipe as I go because I change things so much, you never know. Okay, so I want a 1/2 cup of my tomato powder. As you see, I'm all done with that. I did open up another can because I knew I wasn't going to have enough. I love tomato powder. I'm telling you, that's what I'm doing with all my tomatoes this year, is I'm dehydrating them, then I'll blend them. So I got a 1/2 cup of tomato powder in there. Alright, then I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of my onion. I like to hold it over the funnel because, you know, I'm not exact. Alright, so now I have 1/4 cup of the dehydrated onion. And let me make sure I got everything. Alright, now it's 1 cup measurement. I'm going to take a 1 cup of beans, put that in. 1 cup of mixed freeze-dried vegetables, put that in. Doesn't that look nice? I'm going to put in my hamburger. Alright, here's where the trick comes in. Start smashing. Alright, just start smashing. And I'm going to take a handful of potatoes. Now, if you had diced potatoes, this would go so much easier, but I don't have the diced potatoes. I've used them all, and it's okay. Just put in just a handful. It just look good and add a little flavor to your stew. Now, here's a big thing. When you rehydrate all this and actually make a stew out of it, If you have extra potatoes, throw another handful in. It's just, honestly, it will not fit in the jar, so I don't bother with it. I go ahead and, like I said, keep the funnel in there and just keep smashing everything down. You'll see that looks pretty good. You have a little bit of room in there. You smashed it, good. Now we're going to take a little bit of flour, about almost 1/4 cup. Why am I doing it this way? I don't know. Every time I make a jar, it looks a little bit different. And then I'm going to take my oxygen absorber. I'm going to put it in the jar. Seal that up real quick. I'm going to take a new lid and a ring. I'm going to wipe off the edge, seal it up, and label it. Hamburger stew. Put 6 cups water. And put the date. Very simple. When we rehydrate this, we're going to put the whole jar in a pan. We're going to put 6 cups of water. We're going to get it up to boiling and then turn it down to simmer for 20 to 30 minutes until those potatoes are cooked the way you like them. This is a wonderful dish. Now, what do you do if you discover you ran out of oxygen absorbers? Or maybe you don't want to use oxygen absorbers. I have oxygen absorbers, but I want to show you what to do without them. This is a food saver. This food saver has an attachment. I'm going to try to do this one-handed, so bear up with me. Sometimes our food savers will work with only one lid on it. As such, just put the lid on, and then you have to fit this over the lid. We can try it. Hit accessories. Listen to that. We can see if it's sealed. Yes, it did. It's sealed. Sometimes it does not seal. So what you do is you put one lid on this way, one lid on that way. Then you put this on. You go through that same process, and then you take it off, take this off, and it's usually sealed. So that's a little trick I learned. Some jars you might just use your food saver. That's fine. Perhaps you feel safer using the food saver and an oxygen absorber. That's fine. What I did today was seal up 3 with my food saver and my oxygen absorbers, and then I did 2 without oxygen absorbers, and then all the rest are just oxygen absorbers. And every one of these seals are already down. It's only been a half an hour. Now, why I lined up my jars this way is because I wanted to show you something. Look at the difference in each jar. It just depends on how you pack it. How you pack it. Everyone's different. If you want to get real fancy to give a nice gift, I guess this probably looks about the best. But does it matter? No, because this has all the same ingredients in it. I could bring one forward. Everyone has the same ingredients in it. It just depends on how you pack it. So, what we got out of those number 10 containers were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But that wasn't all. I also got a double one that I put into Mylar, because I love my Mylar. This is a double serving. So you would actually get 12 jars out of the supplies I showed you. And you'll still have some left over. The tomato powder, you're going to have quite a lot left. So that we can use tomorrow. Okay, that's 12 quarts. And each quart is going to make a lot of food. Each quart is going to be 6 cups of water. Now, would we eat all this all at the same time? No. We're not going to make these jars one after the other. What I want to do with my series of meals in a jar is show you how you can have maybe this on Monday, maybe another flavor like spaghetti that we're going to make tomorrow. You can actually calculate that you could have one super nice meal every day in SHTF situation. This right here is 12 quarts. If you had one of these a week, this would be good for 3 months. So think about it, folks. I don't know about you, but lugging this is like nothing. Hardly any weight. Lugging it this way is definitely no weight. Okay? It just depends on what you want to do. But I know that this Meals in a Jar is my idea of long-term food storage.